All right, coaches, welcome again to another soccer season. We really appreciate you guys stepping up and coaching again and volunteering and helping these kids learn the game of soccer and have a good time. So here's some information for our Fall Outdoor Soccer League starting up on September 10th. Saturday and Sunday games will be played. Season ends on October 9th, 2022, and all payments are due on August 31st. We know some may trickle after, but let's all try to get those payments in by August 31st so everyone can get their shirt early with the team and everyone will have the right shirt on when they start playing. The roster maximum from age 4 through 3rd grade is 10 players and 4th through 6th grade is 12 players. If you choose to, you may take additional players on your team once the number's been met, but we may contact you and ask, hey, will you be willing to take this kid? Or you may contact us and be wanting to take an extra kid. That's up to you. We can talk about it. Just make sure we stay in good communication on that. The equipment due back, we're going to give you a couple of soccer balls for practice and games. Make sure you have all that returned back to us by October 21st. So that way we can continue to provide balls for all the kids in the future. And always, so that way you guys have them balls to practice with and play with. Communication, it's really important to remember, once you get your roster, before you start a group message or a text, make sure you call each of those parents personally so they know what team their kid's on and what the plan is moving forward for practice. Sometimes it can get lost in text, they don't get included, or they're a late addition. We're going to send you an updated roster every time we add a kid to your team. So make sure we're calling them on the first contact so that way we're all on the same page of what team they're on. We don't want no kids missing out for a week or two and not knowing where they're at. So help us out on that, and just please let us know if we can help with that, because you might not be able to get hold of them by phone, and we can maybe have another number to help you out. Team medals will be available for the week before your final games. Make sure you get your medals so you can pass those out at your final games. So once again, the equipment, we're going to furnish you a couple of game balls for the ages 4 through 3rd grade. We're going to give you a size 3 soccer ball, and grades 4 through 6, we're going to give you a size 4 soccer ball. Once again, on that date that we said to turn in the equipment, please turn it in right away so it's not waiting months to get that back. When players play, they must wear their assigned Kids Incorporated t-shirt. Last year we had a couple of kids jump on a field to play with the team that they didn't have their shirts. So we don't know if they have their waiver signed, if they're part of the Kids Inc. program. So that is not allowed at all. Please make sure they have their assigned Kids Incorporated t-shirt. If a kid pays late, just send them by. We'll get their shirt made up right here and get it to them right away. Tennis shoes and rubber cleats are required. You cannot wear any type of spikes out there or anything. Shin guards are required. Make sure your kids have shin guards on while they're playing. No jewelry or hair accessories that are dangling, hanging off. We don't want anybody getting hurt, catching that. So make sure maybe some plain bobby pins or a tight tie or something. No hard or plaster casts are permitted either, so we don't want to add on to an injury that's already there. Game rules on playing time. Each player must play in at least half the game. Each game will consist of 2 20-minute halves with a running clock. Each half will consist of 2 10-minute quarters with a running clock. So basically you'll have 4 10-minute quarters with the running clock. After 10 minutes you can make your substitutions. Halftime will be 5 minutes. Games ending in a tie will remain in a tie. Substitutions can be made during a dead ball situation. Players coming out of the game must be on the field before the sub enters the field. Offsides will not be enforced for any grade level due to how difficult it is to call with only one official on the field. So remember that. No offsides will be called. The ball is out of play when the entire ball passes a goal line or touch line, either on the ground or in the air. The ball is in play at all times, including when it rebounds from a goalpost or crossbar, it remains in play. When it touches an official in the field of play, it's still live. So it's basically live until an official sounds the whistle. The official is the only one that can whistle a play dead. Slide tackling will be allowed, but the player must have contact with the ball. If not, it will be foul where the ball is played. Teams should stand on opposite sidelines. Let's keep teams on opposite sidelines. Goals will be worth 1 point. The ball must completely cross the goal. So how we're going to start the game. The game shall be started with a coin toss. The winning team will be awarded the choice of kickoff or receiving the kickoff. So a kickoff will initiate the play at the start of each half and after every goal. Teams will alternate kickoff for each half. The ball shall be kicked on the ground in the center field of play to do this kickoff. After the kickoff, any player except the one who kicked off may play the ball. Penalty will be an indirect or free kick awarded to the opponent at the spot of the foul. So make sure that whoever's doing the kickoff, they just don't take it themselves. They have to pass it or get it to another person to kick it. A goal may be scored directly from a kickoff. So if a kid wants to try to kick it in the goal from the kickoff, they can do that. Throw-ins. A throw-in is awarded when the whole ball passes on the touchline out of bounds. If a second throw will be, if a kid picks their foot up or crosses the line to throw it in, they get a second shot at it at this level. So they do get a second chance, so a referee can warn them, tell them what they're doing wrong, and then we can do it again. During the throw-in, the player must have both feet on or behind the touch line, use both hands, and deliver the ball from behind it over their head. Goal kicks may be taken from any point inside the goal area. Opponents must be 6 yards away from the ball. Goal kicks are also allowed and awarded to the defending team when the entire ball crosses the goal line in the air, on the ground, having last been played by the attacking team. Any player on the defending team may take the goal kick. Corner kicks shall be awarded when the entire ball passes over the goal line in the air or on the ground, having last been touched by the defending team. Players of the defending team must be at least 6 yards from the ball till it has been kicked. A goal may be scored directly from a corner kick. Penalty kicks, awarded after a foul has been committed, to be made from the penalty area. This will be a direct kick. The penalty area is marked by a blue dot on the field halfway between midfield and the goalie box. The goalie may touch the ball inside the penalty area. Offensive players are only allowed in the penalty area if they are trying to score. Once the goalie has the ball in hand, all play must stop. Fouls and misconduct. Here's some examples of some of our fouls. Intentionally trip or kick or attempt to trip or kick an opponent. Intentionally push, hold, or charge an opponent. Kick or attempt to kick the ball while it is in possession of the goalkeeper. Handling the ball with hands. In the age 4, let's remember the age is 4 years old to first grade. Leagues, hand touches are allowed provided they do not catch or throw the ball. That means if a ball's coming at a kid, he puts his hands up, hits his hands. They're protecting himself at that age. Just let the play go on. We're not going to call a penalty for that. We're only going to call it if they catch it or throw it. Goalie takes more than 4 steps before releasing the ball. Goalie touches the ball with their hands after they received it directly from a throw-in taken by a teammate. Goalie touches the ball with their hands after it's been passed to them by a teammate. And the goalie is allowed to kick a ball that's passed to them by a teammate, but is not allowed to pick it up. Teammate passes it to the goalie, can't pick it up. He has to kick it. And no headers are allowed in this league. A header will be considered a foul in this league. Playing area. Here's the playing area distance and the number of players that you can have. In age 4 years old to 3rd grade, if a team has less than 5 players, the coaches may agree to play 4-on-4 or 3-on-3. But it is 5-on-5 with goalie. That means 5-on-5 counting the goalie. 20 yards by 30-yard fields, and the goal sizes are all going to be the same in every grade here, 6 feet by 8 feet. 2nd and 3rd grade, it's 5-on-5 with the goalie, but your field's a little bigger, 30 yards by 40 yards. 4th through 6th grade, it's going to be 6-on-6 with the goalie, 40 yards by 50-yard fields. And like I said, all the goal sizes are the smaller goals, 6 feet by 8 feet. Coaches, always remember to maintain an adequate level of discipline. If your kids are out there pushing people and getting to scuffles and stuff like that, you are responsible for that. Make sure that you're handling that and help us out with that. If any parents or anything, any conduct not sportsmanlike, they're yelling at the other team, yelling at refs, stuff like that, you are responsible for that. Let's not have that out there. We're out there for the kids, and let's make sure that we're remembering that at all times. It is hard to find referees, so if we continue to abuse referees, verbally and get across the line, then we're going to really have a hard time finding refs for you guys. Not saying you can't question a call. You can have a respectful conversation with the ref and question a call. And if it's a rule interpretation and you're not getting the answer you want, call me the next day. We'll talk about it. And if you're right, we'll definitely continue to train our refs on that and definitely make it right for you guys. But out on the fields, let's make sure we're using good sportsmanship. We're not arguing with the other teams. We're not fighting with the other parents. That we're always keeping that in mind to keep good sportsmanship. In age 4, kindergarten and first grade only, one coach may be on the field but may not enter the goal area. You cannot stand behind the goal. You cannot stand in front of the goal, the side of the goal. We cannot do that. You have to stay out of the way. Try to stay more on the side where you're kind of out of the way. But 4-year-old, kindergarten, and first grade, you can be on the field, one coach. And speaking of coaches, make sure any coaches that are assisting you or working with you at practice are going to be on the sidelines with you directly with kids. They have to have a background check. If you're going to miss any games and a parent or another coach is taking your place, they have to have a background check. It's very, very important. We have responsibility to have that done, and it's a policy of Kids Inc., and it's just the right thing to do. Make sure we have backgrounds and they're on your roster as an assistant coach. And one more thing, parents cannot be behind the goal. Let's keep them on the sideline. You cannot be behind the goal coaching your kid. They have a coach on the field that can help the little ones at goalie. Parents cannot stand behind the goal and be talking to the other team and stuff like that. We had that happen some last year, and it almost caused some pretty bad things. So let's make sure we're not standing behind the goal talking to the players or interfering with the games. So other than that, just make sure no drugs, alcohol, tobacco at the fields, no smoking, anything's allowed out there at the soccer fields. So just accept the officials' calls. Good sportsmanship is all I'm preaching. Please help us out with that. Remember, on the parking, you're going to have south parking out there in that dirt field. It's a real hard pan dirt. Unless it's a total flood, it should be good to park out there. And you also have the baseball fields. Sometimes there may be tournaments out there, so there should be plenty of parking. Remember, the smaller fields are on the north part of the park. The bigger fields are on the south part. So other than that, guys, have a great season. We really appreciate you. We can't do this program without you. Thanks a lot. Have a great season.